New at 5:30 tonight, a day after stepping foot in Mosul for the first time in more than 2 years, Iraqi troops forced to slow their advances today in the face of fleeing civilians. Now, soldiers and special forces staying largely silent at Mosul city limits this morning. Thousands of civilians exiting the ISIS stronghold, waving white flags, looking to be relieved from escaping the city. Iraqi forces are proceeding with caution now that they have penetrated the city's borders. Up to 1 million people are believed to be trapped in the city. Eyewitness News analyst Lieutenant General Reginald Centracchio joins us now in studio. It seems like we've been talking about ISIS and Mosul for weeks now, that they would finally lose the city, and we see that happening. Now, I mentioned that civilians are waving white flags, but it's tough to distinguish between ISIS soldiers and civilians at this point.
It is, and I do believe that over the next several days you will see definitive action by special operations groups from the Iraqi army actually going into the city. The problem is, as you just pointed out, there are people, legitimate civilians, trying to leave, but at the same time they're being used as shields, and I believe that part of ISIS is also part of that movement trying to get out of the city too. Nevertheless, there will be a challenge to whoever goes in first to make that distinguishing, obviously, move as to who are the legitimate civilians and who is not. And they'll be confronted with such things as snipers, IEDs, and other barriers to be able to move into the city totally.
We're talking about 600,000 children, 1 million civilians. ISIS soldiers, if they escape, where do they go at this point?
To other parts of Iraq, and we saw last week there was another attempt to start another conflict right outside in the western town, right outside Mosul, trying to take some of the resources away from Mosul to go to that particular area. I think the point here is that it's a real fine line as to whether, in fact, they go in, making sure that they make a proper distinguishing move as to who the legitimate civilians are, who ISIS is, but they will definitely meet a major conflict.
A group known as the Popular Mobilization Units have joined the operation to take Mosul. Do they stay in control once they get in there?
You know, that's always a question as to what happens when you do achieve the city itself. Who's in charge? Part of the problem is the military needs to be there to some extent. This other group needs to be there, but that's a resource to be able to go to other parts of Iraq and take out ISIS in its entirety.
The General talks about how this affects the entire world. That's on our website, WPRI.com.